The 2010s was kind of the prime time for YA book-to-screen adaptations. A lot of them were great, but also a lot of them really missed the mark. Obviously, the most egregious of all of them is the Percy Jackson movie. This movie is so bad, it's actually offensive. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that Divergent was any kind of masterpiece, but compared to Insurgent, and even more so compared to Allegiant, it was a work of art. Because what was this? This was so bad that they meant to make it into 2 parts, and they just never made the second part. I truly have no idea what the people involved with making this film were thinking, because they made every wrong decision possible. The Giver is a book that every kid who grows up in the US has to read for English class in middle school, and it's kind of like the OG YA dystopian. With the success of the Hunger Games films, Hollywood was like, we gotta capitalize on this. But instead of giving us a faithful adaptation, they ossified it. They aged up the characters, they added in a romance and a love triangle, they put Taylor Swift in it to get teenagers to go see it, and also somehow got Jeff Bridges and Meryl Streep to be in this. Now, I am not a particular fan of Let It Snow. We just read it for the podcast. I would say this movie is just alright, but as an adaptation, what in the world? They just took character names and ran with it. It is so different from the source material that I'm like, why would you even make this an adaptation? Like, just write your own movie. The Mortal Instruments, City of Bones. This book series has a huge cult following, so everyone was devastated when this movie was not faithful and was just, quite frankly, so mediocre. Then we got a second chance. They made it into a TV show on Freeform, and we were like, oh my gosh, now maybe we're gonna get a good Shadowhunters adaptation. No. Somehow they made it even worse. Now the movie looks fantastic in comparison. Overall, the Darkest Minds movie is just fine. There were some weird changes that they made, like Chubbs is a green. However, the ending of this movie? Why? Why did they do that? It is so stupid. It makes no sense. And obviously, this didn't get a sequel.